Good morning, everyone. Dr. Victoria Scribo here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center in Wareham, Massachusetts. Today is Monday, August 2nd, and the moon is in Gemini. It actually moved into Gemini at 4:42 a.m. This morning on the east coast of the U.S. Of course, if you're listening to me in Australia or New Zealand or that side of the world, you're already into Wednesday, and it's the 3rd. Always ahead of us, right? So there's a somber feeling as we begin this week, and part of that somber feeling comes from yesterday's opposition of Mercury to Saturn, and today we have the Sun make that same opposition. Oppositions are points of awareness. They can also create a certain amount of conflict because it's as if two things are as far away from each other as they possibly can be. And so we can feel as far away from something than we've been in either a while or perhaps ever. Of course, the sun is the center of our solar system. It is the life giver. It is all about light and heat to a certain extent. And Saturn is the furthest planet we can see with our naked eye. Saturn is associated with the end and associated with cold. I believe Saturn is considered cold and dry. And of course, the sun is considered hot. Hot. So the sun, of course, is very powerfully placed in Leo. The ruler of Leo is the sun. And actually, Saturn is in its rulership as well, being in Aquarius. Before Uranus was discovered, Saturn was the ruler of Aquarius and still is influenced through that. Saturn is about structure. It's about rules. It's about how far can you go. The sun, that sort of ever-present, always glowing star. In a way, Saturn opposite the sun gives us a sense of just how far our star can shine. It does sometimes bring a sense of pessimism, but it also, it doesn't have to be that way. It can also bring a sense of where the limitation is. And so we kind of know just how far we can go with things. So that's the energy that starts the week. It's pretty intense, pretty heavy. We do have the moon in Gemini making a few aspects. Let's see, I wrote them down here. And it does makes a square to no. I want to talk about the moon actually. That makes two squares. It makes a square to Jupiter, it makes a square to Mars, but both of those were when the moon was in Taurus, right? Okay. Yes, when it was in Taurus. But the moon does make a conjunction to its own north node in Gemini there, so information is available to us to help us make better decisions about our future. And part of that could be part of that Sun Saturn opposition, because we get a real dose of reality today. And that's not always fun, but it is useful. And the other thing is today is a 15-6 vibration. If we take the month 8 and add the day 2, that's a 10, and the universal year is a 5. 15-6 is the devil card in the tarot, and that card is associated with Capricorn. And of course, Capricorn is one of the signs that Saturn rules. Capricorn is really about taking responsibility for yourself, right? Putting on your big girl and big boy pants, and facing what you need to face, and being practical and pragmatic. So that's really how the week starts, guys. So make the best of your practical and pragmatic tendencies. If you don't have them, then good luck. No, if you don't have them, this is a great time to start sort of working that muscle, as it were. So check out these hardy hibiscus. Are they not glorious? I mean, they're so big. They're so big. And then, of course, we have these beautiful lilies over here that have just been blooming and blooming and blooming, and they smell so lovely. And then, of course, these, which actually are kind of wild around here. I think these are called tiger lilies. I'm not actually sure. There may be a type of tiger lily. Somebody out there probably knows more than I do. These are the morning glories that are not supposed to be in the garden, but continue to grow in the garden all the same. They're so beautiful, aren't they? They're such a beautiful color. We actually brought those back from our honeymoon in San Diego back in 2001. The woman where we stayed at the B&B had them all over her front yard, and of course my husband is a great collector of seeds, so he collected the seeds and then he brought them back, and we've had them in every place we've lived since, and they are so prolific and they're really so very beautiful. So they're a little bit of a nuisance in the garden, because I think he might start taking some of these down just so that the plants can get some sun. But enjoy them while they're there, and they're not all going to probably come down. Even if he tries, they'll still pop up. They're very persistent. The persistence of morning glories. And what's wrong with a little glory in the morning, right? Let's see what else. And here's a hydrangea that sort of is blooming kind of late, but isn't it beautiful? The colors in this one are just so beautiful. Each hydrangea has a little bit of a different color. Of course, then we have this one over here, which bloomed first. So this one is starting to fade a little bit, but still lovely. Still lovely. And let's see, anything else new coming up here? There's this. This is a daylily. This one comes up. This is kind of all by itself over here. A little similar to the other ones, but different. Oh, these are cute. Don't have too many of those. And then, of course, we have Boo's Rose, the red one, and Gretchen's Rose, the yellow one. I just watched a video on Caesar Milan, whose dog Junior, a little blue pit bull, a big blue pit bull, he made an announcement that Junior had passed, and he was sort of reminiscing about his significance in his life and how he was there for him when he was, he didn't say at his lowest, but, and for those of you who love Caesar Milan the way I do and know the story, he was the pit bull that Daddy had chosen, and then Daddy passed away, and then he had Junior, and now Junior has passed away. So it brought back memories of just how precious my girl Gretchen was, or still is actually, even though she's in spirit, and how she walked beside me in some of the more difficult and most difficult times in my life. So let's honor those pets and those animals that help us walk this earth path with more dignity, more honor, more love, and more understanding than we could ever do without them. All right, guys, have yourself a great day. Like and subscribe. Yes, those, in case you're wondering, those are some squash in the driveway. We had grown them. They had sort of grown out of the compost last year, and they'd sort of been hanging around for a year. So I said to Michael, put them back in the compost, and this is where they landed. So I'm not really sure why, but I will pick them up and put them in the compost later today. Oh, Check it out. Check it out. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah, getting better, right? Okay, guys, take care. Much love. Namaste.